We hadn't been in business for very long before I got a phone call from Gordon Bell at DEC, and he said, I hear you guys are starting a business. And he said, can I come and see you? We said, sure. So he came and we told him what we were doing, described that business plan, and he said, He said, well, I don't need computers. I'm digital equipment. I got all the computers I can deal with. And we already have a deal with Ricoh for I don't remember the speed, but pretty fast printer. He said, so I don't need the printer. He said, but I do have a couple of teams of people trying to figure out how to get the computers to talk to the printers, and they're not getting anywhere. So why don't you just sell me that software? And we said, well, we signed up for this business plan, and we have to do this and this and this by the end of our first year to get our second payment. And he said, well, when you change your mind, call me. So he left. And about a month later, a good friend of ours who had worked not at Park, but at the place that was working on the Star Workstation, Bob Belleville had left and gone to work for Steve Jobs, and he was put in charge of running the Macintosh project. And so he brought Steve over to see what we were doing. Went through the same explanation, and he said, well, I'm going to show you my Macintosh. You'll see I don't need a computer. I'm pretty far along with that. And I got a deal with Canon for a very reasonably priced laser printer. But I have this group of people trying to figure out how to get the computer to talk to the printer, and they're not getting anywhere. So why don't you just sell me your company and come work for me? And we said, well, no, Steve, we really want to start our own business. It's what we decided we wanted to do. And he said, well, okay, I guess I can understand that. So sell me that software. And we said, well, Steve, we have this business plan. And he said, you guys are nuts. Call me when you come to your senses. So he left. So we went to talk to the guy that Bill Hambrick had put in charge of our board of directors, a guy named Q.T. Wiles, who was not from the computer and electronics world. He had run a manufacturing business in Nebraska where it was the only business in town, and he saved it, and as a result made a lot of money, and decided to get out of that business, and he became an investor in it, in some of the H&Q stuff. And so Bill had him hanging around his office, and he introduced him as our chairman. So John and I go to talk to him, and he listens to us, and he says, well, those guys are right, you're nuts. That business plan was only there to raise the money. Now you know what your business is. You call them back and get to work.